What's up, y'all? I'm Quoyah. I decided to give myself, like a genius type thing because I'm tired of waiting for them to notice me. So we're going to make the platform for ourselves. The song I'm going to show y'all is Consider Me. This is my first rap and yeah, so I'm going to rap real fast. So, how you say you love me but don't show consideration? I ain't buying, I ain't taking. I could tell this nigga faking. I have reached my tipping point. All this bread and ain't no breaking. I asked my God above, where's the love? He said, be patient. Why you try to blind me to the truth like I can't tell that you a fluke and you was raised up off that sick little bitch? That ain't no real excuse. It got you bleeding on me and you want to say that it's just juice. I'm going to go and take my space. I bet you want to call a truce. Nah, I'm here right now and I won't back down. I give out so much understanding, turn them tables around. I am only seeing clearer, speaking truth. I'm a God-fearer. Listen to my melodies. They tell you that you never did. Consider me. So that's the song, right? So with that song, I wrote Consider Me because I truly believe that when you really love somebody, you consider them. And I was in a situation where how I love is just very different than how the world loves a lot of time. When I love somebody, I consider, how my actions might affect them, or, I consider, could I do this for them to help make their life easier type stuff? And everyone doesn't move like that. And honestly, writing the song and going through different situations just helped me realize, my love is very pure. And that's not nothing to, criticize other people about if, they haven't gotten to that level of love. But at the same time, just knowing my love is pure. This is how love is supposed to be. You're supposed to consider each other. So let's break down these lyrics. How you say you love me but don't show consideration? Boom, we just talked about that. I ain't buying, I ain't taking. I can tell this nigga fake. After we don't see the clues, we can all piece together when someone is faking it, okay? I have reached my tipping point. All this bread and ain't no breaking. I asked my God above, where's the love? He said, be patient. So with that, I was just really crying out to God, trying to figure out, where is the love? Why is there no love in my life? Like, why, in terms of, the feeling, how do I describe it? Just lovingness, gentleness. Where is the gentleness? Where's the love? And when I was writing, I believe I heard God say, literally, just be patient. But I think for me, I had to learn how to genuinely love myself. I was not at that point where I could love myself and be gentle with myself, even when mad with myself. You know what I'm saying? And I asked my God above, where's the love? He said, be patient. How you try to blind me to the truth like I can't tell that you a fluke and you was raised up off that sick little bitch? That ain't no real excuse. Now, let's just talk real fast, because I feel like a lot of people use the excuse of, oh, I've been through so much as an excuse to hurt people. And I'm so tired of that. I'm just tired of that excuse. If we all walked around with our childhood trauma as our, we wearing it as a chain, I'm only doing this to somebody because somebody did something like that to me. What's the world gonna look like? At a certain point, we have to change, and that's what I was basically saying. I feel like most of us was raised off sick love. It really is not an excuse at a certain time. Everyone has a choice to either stay the same or become the change they genuinely want to see, become what they needed. And the choice is always yours. And there was a point where I was enabling myself and I thought that was an excuse for me. But once I stopped excusing myself of stuff, I can't pass out excuses for other people anymore either. Once I realized, I am this way because something that happened to me in my childhood, it's either, okay, now I'm aware of it. So what are you going to do now? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what we all need to, we need to get to that point. We can't keep on using our traumas as excuses to be bad people. You was raised up with this sick little bitch that ain't no real excuse. It got you bleeding on me and you want to say that it's just juice. I'm going to go and take my space. I bet you want to call a truce. Look, you're not going to tell me that this is juice and it's blood on my shirt. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like people who are in those mindsets where they're going to use the excuses, you gonna think I'm gonna believe the excuse too, Pookie? No, it's not juice, it's blood. And it's on me now, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happens when we allow our traumas to control us. Yeah, we're gonna bleed on other people, and it's just, life is just so much better when we're more vulnerable with each other and we trust, Something I realized with people, I like to lead with love, and that's just not the best way for me in terms. I have to start leading more with boundaries first. You know, making my boundaries known first, and then giving the people who deserve the love. But that's why I wrote that part. You know, I'm gonna go and take my space. I bet you want to call the truth, because I've realized with people, when I do take my space, when I trust myself enough to believe my feelings, and if I'm in a situation, I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel good to me. This person's kind of being a little mean, and I trust myself enough to be like, all right, then let's go ahead and pack up and leave. Because I always try to think about it if it was my daughter. I don't have no kids right now, but what would I tell my daughter in this situation? You know, what would I tell my student in this situation? I'm going to do the same thing I would tell them to do, because sometimes it's hard for us to see ourselves with love the same way we see others. But I've realized, yeah, them boundaries gonna save your life. It's either gonna cut the person out who needs to be cut out, or it's gonna make them realize what they're losing. Next lyrics. But I'm here right now and I won't back down. I put out so much understanding, turn them tables around. Okay, I have empathy. I love to empathize with people's situations, but it became too much. It's an extreme. It can be extreme, and I'm refining my balance. I just give out so much understanding, and I talk to my family about this, because I realized just kind of how I was raised. I was raised to understand people's emotions more than my own, and so growing up, and when I became, you know, a grown woman, it's just like I didn't understand how to value my own feelings first. I was always like, but they went through this. This is why they're like this. But what about what I went through? Let's just start there. What about what I went through? What about the things that I had to work through? You know, I'm constantly being the bigger person. And is it really even the bigger person, or is it the peacekeeper? And I ain't a peacekeeper. I ain't never been a peacekeeper. I would rather tell y'all the truth with love. You know what I'm saying? That's peaceful to me, but I am only seeing clearer, speaking truth. I'm a God-fearer. Okay? I love God. I love the Lord. I love Jesus. Because when I rededicated my life back to Jesus, He made my purpose completely clear in terms of I am an artist. It's not of me trying to figure it out. Is this the path I want to do? No, He gave me my identity back. I feel like I was in situations where I didn't know my identity because I didn't know myself. And so when I reintegrated all parts of me and coming back home, you know, like I was raised a Christian. When I went to Richmond and went to college, I started learning about a whole bunch of different other things like Ifa. I was very interested in learning my roots, African roots, but just learning things that honestly, there's truth in, I believe there's truth in everything, but there's certain things that ring true to my spirit, and that just didn't ring true to my spirit, like the way I've been getting chills when I hear a story about Jesus or the Holy Spirit. So I just went back to what feels good to me, because I'm relearning me. And yeah, God, He made me a very honest woman, and I'm very thankful for that honesty. It's just when I forgot who I was, part of that went away, and sort of part of my art. But now that I'm believing God, you know, He told me two things: that I'm a wife and I'm a songwriter. I'm a single woman and I work as a teacher. So it's like I'm not fully in it right now, but I trust and know my Father gonna take care of me, and He don't lie. He always gives His promises, and I just trust Him. I believe Him. So I am only seeing clearer. You know, I might be ruder now because I'm more focused in terms of I see my path. So yeah, you telling me to go this way? No, nigga, my path is this way. You want me over here? I might be a little more rude now, but honestly, I don't care. I just don't care like that. I'm gonna say it with love, but I'm just not going with you. Where are you leading me? You know, that's something I've been asking, you know, potential partners type stuff. But I'm only seeing clearer, speaking truth. I'm a God-fearer. Listen to my melodies. They'll tell you that you never did consider me. And that's literally just me saying, like, my art, my words, that's where you're gonna find me. You know, like, my truest self will always be poured into my art and my words. And if you listen to my melodies, they'll tell you that you never did consider me. And that just was the situation I was in. I didn't feel considered. I didn't feel loved at all. But the person was telling me they loved me. And it was just very confusing until I decided to not be confused anymore. Like sometimes you have to decide. People gonna lie to you. If it's confusing, then recenter on what is the truth for you. And then that confusing stuff will either fall away on its own because it's lies, or it'll be communicated better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's Consider Me. That's everything I wanted y'all to feel and understand through that 1 minute song. Really like 55 seconds, but yeah, that's Consider Me. And hopefully y'all like it. Let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all can find it on every streaming platform, including SoundCloud. And yeah, all right, y'all. Peace.